What's up, guys? It's your girl B-Marshe. Welcome back to my channel, and today is my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville season 3 episode 2. So sorry it's late, but I had to talk to a few of my friends who called me. But let's get to the review, okay? Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button so that way you can show me how much you love me by hitting that like button. Subscribe if this is your second or third time watching me. Obviously you like what your girl is doing, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications so that way you can be updated every time I post a video. All right, let's get to the review. So we see Kimmy and Maurice. They're at the office, and Kimmy lets him know about the conversation she had with Tisha, and he basically says that if Tisha wants Kimmy to be anybody else other than Kimmy, then she's gonna be let down. And Kimmy says that she actually told me that. She told me that she wanted me to basically be different with her about certain situations when it comes to her. And they both started laughing like, that's not Kimmy. Yeah, Kimmy's not that person. She's like, I'm not gonna be anyway for anybody. Maybe him. She's like, wait a minute, not even him. He's like, you're right. She's not going to change herself, her personality for anybody. That is who she is. You take it or you leave it. And I think Tisha needs to leave it, okay? Because Kimmy is a real friend, but she's a friend that's going to tell you exactly how she feels. And I like that about her. I actually like Kimmy a lot. And Tisha's whole childish behavior of wanting something from her is really irritating. It's kind of like, girl, you're an adult. I should be able to tell you how I feel without you hopping in your feelings about it. But that's Tisha, and like Kimmy said in the previous episode, we have babied her so much that now it's to the point where she expects it from everybody else, even though she's not willing to give that to somebody else. Like, she's not willing to change her personality for Kimmy's benefit. She only wants Kimmy to do it for her benefit. Time to grow up. Go over to Tisha and Maurice. I'm sorry, not Maurice. Marceau. And they're at the house, and Tisha thanks Marceau for the party. You know, she loved it. She said everything went great. She thought about it. She actually thanked him for not inviting her mother because there was no drama. And she's like, well, no drama, no mother. Okay, good. This party went perfect because she wasn't there. She does tell him about the conversation she had with Kimmy, and she says that she gave her the expectations for the friendships. She gave her the expectations she had for the friendship. And if Kimmy can't follow those, then it is what it is. Again, why are you teaching Kimmy like she's your husband? These are things that you give to your husband, your children. I mean, I do have expectations from my friends, but how Tisha is wording it and how she's saying it, like I said, she wants her to act a certain way in their friendship for her to feel comfortable. And it's not in a whole, oh, can you make sure you show up to some events, or can you, be there for me? Kimmy's there for her. Kimmy tells her she loves her, but she wants Kimmy to show her that she loves her. Prove it that she loves her. Do you give all this to your husband? Like, is all these requirements that he also has to follow for you to make you feel loved and special? Like, it shouldn't be Kimmy's responsibility to make you feel loved and special. I am your friend. I'm here to support you and give you advice when you need it, but I'm not your husband, and you shouldn't have these high expectations from me as your friend. Like, I don't measure my friendship like that. I go months without talking to my friends, and I'm completely fine with it. We don't say that we're not friends anymore just because I haven't talked to you in months. It makes, to me, it's better because now I can tell you everything that you missed. And so it's not like a big thing for me not to talk to my friends every day. Tisha wants her to be like a sister. Even with my sisters, my god sisters, I don't talk to them all the time, but when I do talk to them, I feel open up to talk to them how I feel. And it's never like, I haven't heard from you, so I feel hurt. It's like, why do you need all this? You are a mother, you are a wife, you are a businesswoman. So why do you need Kimmy to have this whole baby kind of fied persona where she's basically spoon feeding you her feelings? Like, we're gonna get more into why I think Tisha is full of it. But anyway, let's move on because I can spend all day on how I dislike Tisha. Maurice does tell her that she doesn't like how her brother came at him because he tried to check him about the whole baby on the side rumors going around on social media. And he makes a joke like, if you had a baby, I'll forgive you. And she's like, first of all, I will never have a baby on the side. That is not even my personality, nor is how I roll. But if I did find out on social media that you had a baby on the side, then I would take you for everything you had. So you're okay if he tells you in private, but if he doesn't tell you, you find out on social media, then obviously it's a problem. Because that's how you worded it. You worded it, if you find out that he had a baby on the side on social media, she would take him for everything he had. But if he had a baby on the side, you wouldn't leave as long as he told you without telling social media. I don't know. I don't know how that is, but okay. Well, let's move on. I don't know about those rumors being true. I don't think they're true, but when it comes to Maurice, his weird sense of humor never hits right. So I don't know if he's trying to tell her without telling her. I'm not going to say this man has a baby on the side. We'll just see. If he does, then that is between them and their marriage. Wish him not. If not, I think people should stop talking about it until they have proof that he does have it on the side. Anyway, let's move over to Melody. So we're at Melody's house, and Martell comes over to pick up the kids. But Melody's not feeling him right now. She wants to have a conversation about the kids with him. Melody says that he's been doing things that she doesn't like when it comes to the children. I guess he comes and says that he wants to pick up the kids, but then he doesn't pick up the kids. So it's kind of like that. And then she also says that she doesn't like how he's took a picture of the baby with the social media thing. So they get into the social media thing. And he does admit that, okay, yeah, he was wrong for posting that picture with him and their youngest daughter on social media and saying that, he had a fifth kid, basically with acknowledging his other child. Melody says that, don't get her wrong, she doesn't want him to act like the baby doesn't exist, because she has to eventually acknowledge his baby. But she didn't like how he did it. And he says, you know what, I get it. It was very soon. I should have done that very soon. We were still very raw, and I should have been more conscious about that. But he thinks that Melody gets on social media and it causes issues between them from the things that he posts. Like, he doesn't know what she's posting. She's like, boy, you is lying. I know he lying too, because you do follow what she's posting, just like she follows what you're posting. Like, you guys are following each other's posts. Like, it is okay. But he says that whenever she sees something she doesn't like on social media, she calls him, cussing him out, and that's not good for the children. And she's like, whatever. She's basically like, whatever. She's sick of him disrespecting her. And he's like, I don't disrespect you. And she's like, boy, you have disrespected this girl on so many levels, in so many different ways. And you do it in a very passive aggressive way sometimes. You have always been very disrespectful in the things that you say, and you try to take it back, but it's already been said. And she says that she went on a whole tour about her, and they show you went to Dr. Heavenly's page, you went to Steve Harvey with the Strawberry Letters. You were when she was talking to Funky Dineva during her interview, you were trying to call. He's like, I was trying to give my opinion because you were bashing me. And it's like, even in the show, you went to each and every one of their friends to put in your viewpoint of the whole relationship breakdown before Melody can get to them, and you were slowly bashing her while you were doing it. So don't sit here and say that you weren't disrespectful to that woman, because you was. You were highly disrespectful to that woman. This is your bed. Lie in it. It is what it is. Like, just own. I would like him so much better if he would just own it. Just own it. Just say, yeah, I was disrespectful. I felt played. I got disrespectful. Just say it. Just own it. I think I would like him way better if he just owned it. But Martell make my ass so itch. Like, just ooh. He makes me cringe. Him in them beady ass ears. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so Melody goes inside to get the kids. I'm sorry, before she goes inside to get the kids, she does say that they need to go to a counselor to help with them co-parenting. He does agree that she goes to a counselor. I thought that was a good idea. They do need to be able to communicate effectively for their children. Perfect. She goes in the house to get the kids. He knocks on the door because I guess she wouldn't let him in the house, and the mom opens the door. So her mom is there, and she sees him, and she's like, you know what? I really want to talk to you because tell you how I feel. And she basically was telling him, like, you know, she wanted to explain to him how she felt about what was going on between him and Melody or whatever, how she felt about it. But she said, I don't want to talk to you about right now about it because, you know, I know you're here to pick up the kids, and she don't want to bring that energy down. And he's like, well, I don't feel like we should talk about it, you know, that don't need to be talked about, and whatever the case. And so she said, yeah, okay, whatever. And I want to say, what did he do? What did he say? Because I'm forgetting. He said he don't want to talk about it right now. But, he starts to blame other people about, the disconnects and, and then he yells for the kids because she's like, no. Because I think when he was trying to go into like this whole little rant, she's like, no. She does this, like, no. Let's just let it go. And then he yells upstairs for the kids to come down because Granny is giving him the hands. And she's like, wait a minute. Why would you even tell those kids that? And this is what we're talking about, that you being disrespectful. Okay. He's like, well, I'm not going to be disrespected. I'm trying to pick up my kids. I'm not going to be disrespected. It's kind of like, sir, one, she didn't disrespect you. She didn't call you out your name. She didn't say that you were a trifling motherfucker. She didn't go into any detail. She didn't say you were a cheater, that you were a liar, that you broke my daughter's heart. She didn't go anywhere. She kept her voice at a same rate. She didn't elevate it. She didn't whisper. She didn't yell at you. She didn't get up in your face. She was further back from you. She gave you your space. And she just said, I do not want to talk about this right now, but I do want to have a conversation with you because, yes, the family dynamic has been broken down and her grandchildren are being affected by what's going on between you and my daughter. And so you feel like she's coming at you, and she really wasn't. Like, she was very nice and very understanding in some way or form, but you don't want people to tell you when you're wrong. Like, you don't want people to feed you the bullshit that you feed everybody else. So you didn't want that. But when she was this, she put her hands in my face. Like, I am way over here by the staircase. You by the front door. I just says, no. I am talking with my hands. No. Let's talk about this right now. Your granny, come on down because your granny put her hands in my face. See, this is why people want to slap you. See? I told y'all. Sometimes you kind of like him, and then he do something, you make want to punch him in the face. Like, I don't see how Melanie have punched that man in his face. But okay. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, Maurice. Maurice comes home to see Monster outside playing basketball. He says, sir, you could have did something today. Why don't you cut the grass? Something, dude. Just playing basketball. Like, you could at least did something today. And when he gets in the house, him and Monster sit down at the table with Kimmy. And then Monster proceeds to tell them that he wants to work this summer because they asked him what he wanted to do. And he says that he wanted to cut the yard. And Kimmy's like, wait a minute, hold up. So I'm looking out into the yard of this uncut grass. And now you want to cut other people's grass? You ain't even cutting the grass, the place that you live at? Okay. And in the confessionals, by the way, I love Kimmy's new confessional look. It was really cute. And Murray says in the confessional, Monster wants to be able to not work but still get paid. Like, this is facts, okay? He wants to be able to not work but still somehow find money. Like, no, I think Monster is 16 now, so he is old enough to at least have a little side hustle, to at least do something. And I think cutting yards would be like a nice little summer job for him. So hopefully he does do it, because Maurice is not the father that's not gonna let him sit around doing nothing. So doing something would be good for him, or at least going to basketball camp. If I was him, I would go to like basketball camp or like baseball camp, or do something that's not in the house where he's always looking at you, because you're just sitting around doing nothing. He's gonna be like, why aren't you doing something? Maurice is all about them doing something. He's never about just sitting around doing nothing. You all know this. He has already expressed his opinions about men sitting around the house doing nothing. Okay, he doesn't like it. But while they're sitting there, he tells them that he picked the school, because I guess that he had to pick between different schools that he wanted to go to. And so they said, great, well, let's call your mom. So they FaceTime Kiowa, and he tells her what school he picked and, you know, why he picked it, because I guess his cousins go there. And he did like the school, so that's the school he picked. Monster goes to his room, and so Kimmy and Maurice sit down and talk with Kiowa about, you know, there's a graduation coming up, and Kimmy wanted to invite her to it to make sure that she knows about it between Monster and the other cousins. And Kimmy says in her confessional that she really feels a little bit hurt the fact that Maurice and doesn't include her in these conversations about Monster, since Monster is her bonus child and she is the bonus mom. So she feels like this should be like a whole family kind of conversation about Monster, and she should be included. So she's just gonna keep, you know, popping up like, hey, yeah, I'm still here, like I haven't gone away. So that's what she's gonna keep doing in the conversation. But Kiowa says in the conversation she wants to sit down and have a conversation between her and Maurice, because last time they had a conversation, it didn't go very well, and she starts referring back to the reunion that nobody can let go of, obviously. And she says that, you know, the conversation did not go well, so she wants them to have a sit down. And Kimmy says, okay, she's open to it, and Maurice says, okay. And Kimmy says, yeah, last time they had a conversation, it didn't go well. You know, she got called all types of whores, and how she was sleeping with him before they got divorced, and, you know, nobody was coming to her side, and everybody knew that wasn't true. And even Tisha was on Kiowa's side, or how she was like, oh yeah, that's girl code, you know, girl code. You know, I thought if that, you know, that was true, that's girl code. It's kind of like, remember that friendship that you want everybody else, and a certain type of friend that you want people to be to you that you're not to other people? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't like Tisha. Okay, full of it. Full of it. Let's go over to Melody. So Melody's at her office, and her friend Tiffany comes by. Tiffany's like an HR and some of the stuff that she said she was. I really wasn't listening that hard. Tiffany is also newly married, and she's been divorced before, so her and Melody have that in common. And so Melody did ask her, you know, how she deal with certain things. But Melody, biggest thing that she wants help with from Tiffany while she came by the office is because she is having a hard time balancing mommy life and work life, and so she needs some interns that she wants Tiffany to help her pick out of, and hopefully she can get some from the HBCUs, and hopefully some from her old alma mater. And Tiffany said, cool, great, you know, awesome, I would love that. And she also invites Tiffany to Destiny's birthday brunch coming up, so we'll see that next week. And that was it for Tiffany. Tiffany is a new cast member, by the way, so we'll see her and her husband hopefully very soon. So we go over to Martell going to see Chris. We all know Chris. Chris is his business partner who has the 47 acres. Give me a second. Thirsty. So Chris is studying to get his builder's license. We see that. Martell started having flashback of him and Melody at the back of their porch, you know, throwing glass when he told her that other woman was satisfying him and she wasn't. Yeah, that same Chris in his house. So Chris tells him about the 47 acres finally closing. Yay, good, it's finally over with. But he also let him know that the developer, now he didn't tell how he worded it to Melody. He worded it to Melody like it was his idea, but to Martell, he blames the developer for wanting Melody to build homes on the 47 acres. Okay. Chris also told him that Melody said what she said about it, you know, how she wanted him to know before she decided to do the 47 acres, how, you know, she know it was his passion for the 47 acres. So before she even accepted, she wanted Chris to make sure he informs Martell about the 47 acres. Martell tells Chris he should have came straight to him before going to Melody, because she is his ex-wife. You know, she's my ex-wife, and that is basically almost like a friend thing. Like, you know, you're my friend, you should have came to me first, and blase. But Martell doesn't have his builder's license, even when he asked Chris, when he seen he was studying for his builder's license, that he's been working with a company who has their builder's license. And Martell said that he needs to study for his because he's failed his quite a few times. So he's on this in the beginning of the conversation. So Melody has her builder's license. Okay? So this whole time that they've been working together, Martell has not gotten his builder's license. You would think that he would have done this a while back to make sure he has them. And the contract now, this is what Chris says. Chris says the developer asked for Melody because her names are on the deed. So her name's on the deed and she has her builder's license. So it makes sense for them to ask her whether or not she was willing to build on these acreage. Martell thinks because she's my ex-wife, and this is my project and this was my thing, that you should have came to me first, and you're my friend, and and this is I've done all this. Now he loves to say this is all his thing. Chris is like, you wasn't working like I was working. I've been working this. He's like, well, I got the developer. You got him, but I closed him. Okay, you got somebody, walked away from it, and I did all the work. So yes, I went to Melody. Yes, because she has her license. You do not have a license. I don't have a license. He's like, well, I see you're studying for your license. Were you planning on building on the acres? He's like, it crossed my mind. Yes. Oh, okay. So cool. You want to partner with Melody and build some homes on the 47 acres. Business is business. Chris lets him know, like, business is business. Okay? You keep meshing business with friendship. No. At the end of the day, this is business. This is money. So I'm going to make money. If this is the opportunity for me to make money, I'm going to take that opportunity. I'm not about to sit here and keep consulting Martell to smooth your ego. Like, that's all you want me to do. You want me to woo-hoo-hoo Martell. You know what? Maurice was right. Martell and Tisha are the same damn person. Oh my God, just put that shit together in my head. Like, what? You want people to give you a courtesy because we're friends, but you don't have the what you need to do the business you need to do? Who fault is that but yours? Like, why didn't you go get your builder's license? I don't know if Chris is trying to work with Melody on this project, but he's right. Business is business, and you feeling like I just shouldn't come to you, or I'm sorry, I shouldn't come to your ex-wife. I should come to you because you are my friend, but you don't have what you need to do, and you wanted me to tell a developer, like, you shouldn't work with nobody else but Martell. But Martell doesn't have what he needs to have to do this project. His ex-wife does. Why would I do that? Why would I lose a client like that? Why would I lead a client down the wrong road when I know somebody else has an easy route? Yeah, you're working with a company that has their building license, but so Melody has hers right now. She can do it. She has the experience. She knows what she's doing. So why not just use her? Her name's on the deed. I know her. I don't know this other company, but okay. Whatever. I don't know. What do I know? The hell I know. Anyway, let's go over to Melody and Martell. God, this whole thing's about Martell, by the way. Is okay, so they're at the counselor's and they have a confessional together with Melody in that white outfit and the red hair. Is really pretty. I like that look on her. And they're talking in the confessional, and they said they're both open to learning more about how to co-parent together. Martell hoped that the counselor isn't biased like Dr. Francis was. Y'all remember Dr. Francis? Dr. Francis was our dick, okay? He kept it real. He told Martell what he needs to do. He wasn't full of BS. He called him on his shit. You know, I like Dr. Francis. I was hoping Dr. Francis was going to be back. But no, unfortunately. Martell doesn't like Dr. Francis because he says that he wasn't relatable, okay? And she's like, what do you mean he wasn't relatable? Because he called you out on your BS? And he's like, no, I mean, he's a man, you know? He should understand what I'm going through. And it's like, because you're a man? Like, I'm supposed to understand, you know? He didn't, like, tell me personal problems, you know, like give me past experience on their relationships. And she's like, well, you mean like Chris and his wife did? Did that work? Hell, no, it did not. It didn't work. Okay, Chris, wife just accepted the fact that he cheated on her and she didn't left. She didn't leave. Like she stayed. So that didn't work. Like whatever. Dr. Francis was perfect. But anywho, they're gonna go see a lady named Dr. Price. She seemed pretty nice. She was a black lady. The first thing she asks about is the kids and how's their mental support going. And Martell thinks the kids are fine, they don't need counseling, and he doesn't want a counselor changing their outlook. Melody says that Martell has the mindset like, oh, black people, you don't need counseling, and you go to counseling when it's too late. Basically, that's what he was basically saying. But Melody starts to break down how the kids are truly feeling, and they're holding in a lot of emotions, okay? One of the daughters is writing a song about, you know, how her emotions and letting things go. And the other daughter is basically shutting down. And their son has a lot of resentment towards his father because he watched his mother cry and go through things. And so he has some feelings toward his father that needs to be addressed. And finally, Martell finally realized after she says this, like, oh, maybe the kids do need therapy and we do need to address those issues and nip them in the bud before they grow into bigger issues. Solve one problem. The counselor wants them to bring up 2 issues they can actually fix right now. And Melanie tells him about how Martell messes up their pickup times. She will call him and says, hey, it's your weekend. What time you want to pick up the kids? He will say, oh, y'all good where y'all at? And then she'll end up with the kids for 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. And it's kind of like, sir, you need to get your life together. And Martell says it's because that, you know, he's not doing well financially and, you know, he feels stuck. And so he's not able to do what he used to do with the kids. And that makes him feel a certain type of way. And Melody feels bad for him because she kind of get it. She gets what but she tells him that, you know, you have to get through this. Like, it is what it is. Like, you need to get back on track. And these are your kids you need to support. Melody was kind of like rubbing on his shoulder to make him feel better. And he's like, man, get off of me. And she's like, okay, cool. She's just trying to comfort him. Shit, you know, you kind of choking up, you know, getting a little choked up because you can't get your words out. And she wanted to give you a little support. And the counselor asked him, is it hard for you to actually get support from her? And emotional support, basically. And he says yes. So it's not easy for him to get emotional support. Melody was trying to be nice. Hell, she was trying to be a good co-parent. Hell, she says that she even started to cry a little bit when he was talking about, you know, not being able to do what he used to do with the kids. She says, you know, you were with somebody for a long time and you feel a certain way for them. And even if in that moment you don't like them, you still at one point love them. And if you can't feel where they are, then you never really truly loved them in the first place. So they get off the topic, and Melanie says that she understands what he's going through because he saw her go through it, but he doesn't need to stop because now he has 5 kids. And Martell asked her to stop and only wants to talk about their 4 children. I do agree that they need to talk about the fact that he has 5 kids. And she's like, you have 5 kids now. You have a bigger, way more responsibility now. You went from 4 to 5. And he's like, well, I know I got 5 kids. I need your, I got 5 kids. Like, you know, hey, I got 5 kids. Good, but my children and that other child are now sisters and brothers. And so, yeah, we need to talk about the other baby. In the confessional, Martell says the kids know they're divorced, okay? And Melanie says, of course they do, because they heard us fighting all the time. Martell said, I used to tell you to be quiet, stop yelling and stuff. The kids don't need to hear that, you know. They need to be in our business and basically getting messed up for the fact that that's how their household ran. And Melanie says that, you know, if you kept your dick in your pants and in our household, then of course we would not be divorced right now. And he said, yes, we will be divorced. She's like, you tell me every other day that you want your family back, sir. Okay, so do not even play them games. No, I mean, no, I don't want to, I won't be with you because the kids, the kids. I do agree, think that Martell wants her to be back with him because he'd be better off financially. Like, we found out last week that she was the brains and he was the pinky. So I do think that Melly brings something to the table that is more achievable if she is with him. If, for him, basically, he gets more benefits by being with her. And seeing her by herself, she is running her own businesses. She is creating more revenue in her household. So Melody is doing well financially, and Martell apparently is not. And I do think that he's now realizing being with Melody was more beneficial for him than it was for her. So yeah, I do feel like he might be asking her to be back together with him and to forgive him and get back together. I wouldn't be surprised about it at all if that's the case. But to say I want to do it because, we have kids together, that's not the only reason, sir. There's more to that story. Let's go back into the counselor section. So in the counselor's office, Melody says that the kids don't know about the other baby. She wants to know how they can work out that conversation with him telling the children about their other brother or sister. I don't know what the girl had. And Martell says he doesn't want to talk about it right now. I think he doesn't want to talk about it in front of the cameras. Every time she brings that baby, he gets really tensed up and he gets like, no, for real, stop. Like, I don't know what it is about that situation, but he doesn't want to talk about it in front of the cameras. Even though Melody keeps bringing it up, I do think she's like, well, it happened on camera, we should talk about it on camera. But she does stop when he asks her to, so she doesn't keep going. Dr. Price shares some personal moment with them about her own life, and she says when her ex-husband had another baby, I think during their divorce, she let him sit down and talk to their son about how the dynamics of their family was changing and how he was having another brother or sister. She didn't specifically say what the husband had. And she let him lead. She said that I didn't say anything. I was just present. And my presence-ness, I think me being there, that makes more sense. She said that me being there made him understand like this was an okay situation and this was okay, that we were both on the same page of understanding the family dynamic was changing in our household. And so I think her advice is more towards Melody, like, you need to let Martell lead this conversation and let him sit down when he's ready to tell the kids, and just be present and not be vocal about your feelings. Like, your feelings don't matter right now. It's more about letting him get out to the kids and them knowing mom's okay with this, she understands this, and so we need to accept it as well. Okay, let's move on. So they go outside because this counseling session was over with. They said they had a good time, that she understood everything. She was very open to their conversation. She didn't pass too much judgment. She wasn't biased. Martell's biggest thing is don't be biased. Basically, don't call him off on his BS. That's all he cares about. So when they're outside, he brings up the 47 acres, and he brings up the 47 acres, and it kind of goes bad. So on the 47 acres, he's like, Chris told me what you did. I want to thank you for that, for having my back, and for the 47 acres. And she's like, well, it's cool, because he's like, I just felt like, I'm the man, you're my ex-wife, and he just came to me first because I'm the man. He keeps going with this whole he's the man thing. I'm like, what is you in this sexist mindset? Like, because you're a man, he's not supposed to come to your ex-wife? Like, he came to her on some business-ish. And she's like, don't let that whole business thing break up y'all friendship. Oh, yeah, friendship fine, it's friendship fine, And he's like, but, are you going to take it? She's like, well, I am considering it. Yes, I am. I'm just waiting for him to give me the numbers and the specs. And he's like, man, you don't have to be no houses, man. You don't have to be no houses. And she's like, I have built houses. If that's the case, I can say you have not built houses. You haven't laid brick. You haven't laid framework. Like, he's like, don't play with me like that. She's like, sir, so I can say the same thing about you. I have built houses. Like, just because I'm not physically building the house, I know how to build a house. Okay? And that was it. Y'all, you know, Martell, you know, this whole 47 acres thing, I think it's going to be a bigger topic later on. But, anywho, I hope Melody takes a deal. Girl, take it. That's your money, too. Girl, take it. You need the money for your kids. Take it. He be all right. He be cool. More deals going to come. He be fine. And, Marcel, get your dang business license. Like, dang, sir. Get them licensed, okay? That should not be that damn hard. Anywho. So, y'all, that was the end of the episode. I hope you guys liked the review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I shall see you guys next week for another review. Mwah. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.